Dr. Travis Taylor strikes back at Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, yeah, so Travis's comments are making the rounds, and a lot of people are talking about it. Rob Sheridan says, the Jack Reacher of U.A.P. just kicked ass. Okay, well, let's see exactly what he had to say. Oh, and here's Tom DeLong saying, love Travis. He is connected and knows exactly what's going on here. And Claw says, Travis Taylor got into it with Sean Kirkpatrick over his Scientific American article. So what exactly is Travis saying? You know, I love Travis. He's the, one of the investigators at Skinwalker Ranch, and he was the chief scientist of the U.A.P. task force. Buddies with Jay Stratton, a colleague with him now at Radiance Technologies, possibly doing something UFO related. Who knows? Let's see what old Travis has to say for himself. He says, firstly, quoting Carl Sagan is of immense detriment to any topic. He was wrong in almost every sense of the word and self-admitted to lying about it, about a lot of it. The nuclear winter was a political farce. I met Sagan up close and personal when I was 17. He was a jerk, to be very kind. Wow, okay. Worthless human being. Wow, geez. Now about this sense of extraordinary claims requiring extraordinary evidence. Neither that phrase nor any of those words show up in the scientific method. By making that Satanistic statement, you immediately bias the expert / method, because what you are saying is that you will be throwing out any and all unextraordinary data and evidence. Whereas within the scientific method, all data and evidence must be considered, investigated, and analyzed. In order to find substantiating evidence, you have to actually look. Arrow was a farce to shovel the manure back into the manufacturer, and the public doesn't realize it. I find it very interesting how Sean Kirkpatrick goes to Scientific American, and immediately there's an article claiming, hey everybody, go back to work because there's nothing to see here. While myself and many, many others are railroaded at the peer review with papers that don't even mention UFOs. But that's not the end of it, because the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick fires back at Travis firing back at Sean Kirkpatrick firing back at UFO disclosure. I love it. Sean says, Travis Taylor, that pretty much proves my point. Rather than produce any verifiable and repeatable evidence, something that I believe is in the scientific method, your immediate response is to hearken to unfounded accusations and character attacks. While you may not admire Sagan, the adage is within scientific doctrine if not spelled out in the method. Searches for such things as the existence of the Higgs boson and quantum entanglement require extraordinary evidence. It's a matter of your definition. So rather than sensationalize in the public sphere, how about do some real science and present the data to the community for verification? If you actually read what I wrote, I was clear in the stipulation that the operational mission of the here and now is important and needs to be addressed through the scientific method. It is the conspiracy-laden accusations that detracts from that serious endeavor. Perhaps you are saying that the American people don't deserve evidence of the incredulous accusations and should take it with mediocre evidence. I never said there was nothing to see here, but rather what is to be seen may not be what you think. Why leap to extraterrestrials when there are many other more salient explanations? And Travis comes back and he says, I didn't name call or character attack. Well, he did kind of character attack Carl Sagan, called him a horrible human being. This giant of science called him a terrible human being. But then again, Travis actually met the guy, and Carl was kind of pumping out some disinfo. But Travis moves on, saying, I pointed out that Carl Sagan's most coveted contributions were later proven to be total nonsense, and that the guy proved himself to my entire hometown in front of thousands to be a jerk. I also never use the word extraterrestrial. I have only ever stated that there are a few possible solutions. 1, near peers have leapfrogged us. 2, oligarchs have leapfrogged us. 3, Mother Nature is doing something we've never measured before. 4, something from elsewhere, elsewhen. I didn't claim anything extraordinary. I merely generated categories of solutions sets. And I might add, the IC pressed hard to have Category 4 removed from any documents. And while, as you say, the adage is within the doctrine, that doesn't make it correct. People all the time quote Occam's razor and never get it right, as Sir William of Ockham stated it, but it is in the doctrine. Quoting Sean Kirkpatrick's, words, Travis says, the obfuscation of throwing Higgs and QE in the rebut doesn't make your point at all. They did not require extraordinary evidence. What they required was steady, stable application of the scientific method. And he goes on, oh, and I love your statement about sensationalized in the public sphere. Research takes funding. There is 0 funding dollars in the U.S. from standard sources. So I sought funding from private and entertainment sources. If you aren't Enigma or InQtel, you ain't getting the funding from IC or DoD sources. Love it. So there you go. Stern words from Travis Taylor firing back at Sean Kirkpatrick. And it was kind of a little brawl there, as you saw them going back and forth, toe to toe, mano a mano. Or at least Weasel Demano. But that's not the end of the story. Jeremy Corbell posted this from his show Weaponized, a clip from his show Weaponized, reposted by U.A.P. Files. And he says, oh shit, y'all. U.A.P. Files podcast. You just caught the esteemed Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick in an absolute outright lie or stupendous idiocracy. You choose. George Knapp, remember this when DIA's lead on the government UAP program admitted to possession of a UFO. Watch this clip, y'all. Okay, well, let's watch, Jeremy.
Officially allowed to tell us that the United States government has in its possession a craft of unknown origin and you were able to access the inside. Is that correct?
The wording that you read is correct. You're going beyond the wording.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you, did that meeting happen? And is it true? And it's true.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're telling us, you told us because you were allowed to tell us that our government has a UFO in its possession and has been able to access the inside of it, right?
Yes.
Well, that's officially allowed.
Okay, there you go. Sean Kirkpatrick says, nope, we don't have any UFOs. James Lukatsky says, yep, actually we do, and we've been able to get inside. I love James. I wish he were a little bit more forthcoming with the information, but I guess he can't be. But of course, James is a pivotal figure in the UFO disclosure we are currently going through. Without James, we wouldn't be having it. The phenomenon at Skinwalker Ranch revealed itself to James, and that thus launched OSAP and ATIP. Of course, there are lots of other factors and players involved in that, but that ultimately led to the UAP Task Force and David Grush. So, so there you go. Sean Kirkpatrick caught in a lie. Not his first. And here's another example of one of Sean Kirkpatrick's lies, posted by Andreas Windenberg. Sean said, none of whom have firsthand accounts of any of this, from the Scientific American. He had direct contact with the UFO. From the Good Trouble show, David Schindel, about security guard who was interviewed by Arrow. Below, a short clip from the interview of former nuclear launch control officer David Schindel, who calls Arrow and tells them that he experienced firsthand how the missiles were turned off one by one. And so here, let's just hear him talk about it.
Yes, a security guard that had been interviewed. And I asked him what he felt about the interview, and he said he was not happy. And the experience this guy had was just unbelievable, really something else. I mean, he had direct contact with the UFO. Yeah, I'm not going to reveal his name, but
Of course, understood.
So there you go. Sean Kirkpatrick had the opportunity to interview this witness who had direct contact with the UFO, and the witness was not happy with how things went. Clearly, Sean Kirkpatrick has no interest in actually pursuing leads and investigating anything and getting to the truth behind the phenomenon. Why would he? He is an agent of the control group, a very deliberate agent of the control group. He is not just a government functionary assigned to a job he doesn't like. He may not like the job, but he is a direct agent, by all appearances, of the cover-up. I don't know how else to explain his lack of interest in pursuing leads that actually came to his doorstep. But there you go. There's the brouhaha between Travis Taylor and Sean Kirkpatrick, and some examples of ways in which Sean has lied. The lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick caught in lies and called out by Travis Taylor. So let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. Facebook and Twitter links are below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store, or becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.